And we are live.
Hello, everyone. Hi. How are you today? Thanks for joining. My name is Jaimee Harris Smith. I am an artist and senior manager of education for JCPenney Salon. I am so glad to be here today. I am going to show you one of my favorite things to do in the salon, on set with family and friends is I love finishing. So today I'm going to show you how to achieve a luxe blowout. So we're seeing a lot of volume, really 90s inspired. And the one length bob is also very popular. So I have my mannequin here today, and I have already prepped her, cleansed her, and conditioned her, and she's ready for her blowout. Today, I am going to be working with Paul Mitchell Flexible Styling. So my products of choice are going to be the flexible styling foam and the super skinny. So then I will add in later, I'm going to use some of the hot off the press. So once you prep, you want to go ahead and continue that by adding your products. So I love to layer products in. I love to cocktail products. So today I'm going to start with maybe just a golf ball size of the sculpting foam. And then I'm going to just put just 2 small pumps of the super skinny in with that. And so I'm going to emulsify it in my hands. And then I'm just going to begin distributing it throughout the entire head. So I just want to make sure that I'm covering every strand. Now, I chose these products because when we talk about volume, we love volume, but I want modern volume. So movable, touchable, blow in the wind kind of volume where you almost have I woke up like this undone organic look. So I'm emulsifying that. I'm going to add just a little bit more. So I'm going to use some of the sculpting foam here at the root, at the top, in my top section. So I want to make sure I have a little bit more support there with my blowout. So again, adding just a little bit more product. And I'm not going to add the super skinny. And I just come in and I place it directly at the scalp area. This is going to help support, give me that little extra volume that I want in that crown area. Once I apply my product, I'm going to comb it all the way through from scalp to ends. Nice and distributed. All right, she's ready now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to just kind of create a couple of subsections. So when I say modern, I really want to make sure that I can see the beautiful hard lines in the bob shape. So right at the parietal, and that's where the head begins to curve, I'm just going to create a horseshoe section. And I am going to clip that away. So I'm going to start on the sides and the back with my finish. And one of the first things I like to do once I do my subsection and part my hair off is I'm going to go in and do what I call a rough dry. So a rough dry is where I go in and I'm just going to remove the excess moisture. So, when we're in the salon, we want to execute a very efficient blow dry. We have the client's been there, we've given her a beautiful color, and we also want to give her a beautiful finish, but she's ready to go. She's ready to get out of there. So this technique is really efficient. So coming in, I've secured that top section. And so you just see just a little horseshoe section. This is where will begin to build my volume in. But meanwhile, I'm going to use another technique. And actually, I have 2 tools that I'm going to use, my brushes. So I am going to start my technique with the Denman brush or Denman light brush in the sides and in the back. And then move into my round brush to begin to build that movable, touchable volume into the crown area. All right. So what you want to do is make sure that you're removing the excess moisture. You want to make sure that you don't have too much moisture in the hair because that's going to add time to your blowout. So I'm going to go in and I'll show you how to do the rough dry, and then I'm going to go in and use a directional blow dry. So let me just show you, when you're doing this rough dry, you're just going to dry the hair in the direction that it lives to remove the excess moisture. All right, so I've taken some of that moisture out, and I'm going to lift her a little bit so you guys can have a nice visual. So bringing her up just a little bit. So next, I'm going to pick up my Denman brush. I love a Denman brush or even a powder brush, a brush that can give me a lot of control as I'm working through my directional blow dry. My goal with my directional blow dry is to get that hair to lay nicely and to have nice movement as well. So I'm using the shape of the head to create what I want. So many times, you know, I see it in the salon where you might go in and you do a blow dry, but then you have to go in and use another tool like a flat iron or a curling iron to kind of clean that up. So what I want to remind you, and I know many of you know this, is that you really want to create a strong foundation. So whatever, you know, that your blow dry is really just a beginning foundation to your style, and then you can begin to build on it, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate how to do a directional blow dry, and I'm just going to turn my dryer on for a little bit. So if you notice, I am holding the brush to the head, and then I am following it or chasing it with my concentrator. This is going to allow me to get a really nice, smooth, polished finish on the hair. All right, as I finish my directional blowout, you can begin to see the volume that's been built up there. And using the shape of the head to create that volume, it's just going to be that first step in creating the movement in the hair that we want. So you want to continue the directional blowout in the entire side, in all of the sides and the back. So I'm going to move into the other side here. And what I am doing also is focusing on the scalp area, because I will come back in later and use my round brush to help seal the ends and lock in the shape that I want. So I'm going to work on this side a little bit. So any questions out there? So I'm Jaimee Harris Smith. I'm with JCPenney Salon. Today I'm doing a Luxe volumized blowout on this nice bob shape. What I am looking to achieve is movable, touchable volume that will last for days. And I think that's what, when we do a blowout, we want to be able to have benefits from that for maybe 2 or 3 days. So I'm saying second and third day hair, the hair is still looking great. You might have to go in and touch it and refresh it, but you still have that strong foundation. So if you have any questions, just let me know.
Hi, sorry, it looks like we have a quick question from Allison.
Okay, hi. Absolutely. Hi,
And
Allison.
and Allison is asking, would you use the same drying method for extensions?
Oh, that's a really good question, Allison. So, just because you have, I'm going to say just depending on the application method. I think if you're careful, well, let me see, with tape ends, you want to avoid putting heat on the adhesive because you don't want to damage it. But I would say any of the other techniques, sew ins, maybe the I-tips, K-tips, I think you could do that. You would just have to make sure that you just watch the root area a little bit. So you can actually direct the hair. Well, I am actually taking the brush and I'm right at the scalp. Maybe you just pick that hair up and you just move it around so that you're not disturbing the extensions at the scalp area. All right. Thank you for that question. That was a really, really good question. I'm going to go ahead and finish my blow dry. All right, so let me comb through the back and the side. So if you can see this, I'm going to come up a little bit closer. Let me make sure that I have that secured. Look at, gosh, the polish that already lives there. So when we're thinking about, we want to make sure we have that beautiful shine and polish on the hair, that directional blow dry, it's already beginning to build volume in the hair. So again, creating that strong foundation. Now, I am going to come back to this area in just a moment. I'm with a different tool, which is my round brush. So the brown brush, it can actually smooth and build volume. I think it's really all in the technique that you use. When I come back to seal the ends, I'm going to use it to do a little bit more smoothing. But when I move into the crown area, this is where I'm going to begin building my volume and the movement I want, okay? All right, any other questions? Okay, all right, if you can see that. So coming in, I'm going to start working in the sides in the back with our round brush. Now I want to go ahead and start building up the volume and sealing and polishing the ends. So I'm going to just move the sides away, and I want to make sure that I'm not creating any creases in the beautiful finish that I've already created. So I'm going to secure those just with a clip from behind the ear and just clip those away. So as I move into building more volume, I'm going to just subdivide here. Now, we talked about efficiency. Look how quickly that was dried. I know a lot of us, like to go in and do the round brush. And what I found is over time as a stylist, it really wears your body out. So Be mindful of your body and your well-being and take care of yourself. Sometimes these techniques can help you work smarter, not harder. All right, so coming in, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to seal the ends, and I'm going to go ahead and work around so we can stay on track with time.
Hi, Jamie. We have two quick questions.
Hi, yes, absolutely.
Uh, so the first one is from Tiffany, and she's asking if this technique can be done on textured hair type 3 and 4.
Oh, absolutely. So Tiffany, another great question. You can create a volumized blowout on all hair types. I think what the most important thing is to do is to have a great consultation and analyze the hair. Now, for those curly and coilier finishes, you're going to need to use different products and a different technique. So you might find that you might need to go in with a silk press first to really smooth the area, the hair first before you begin to build the volume in there. Where I am going to use the round brush. You can also use a round brush. I do that a lot. Even after a silk press, I go in and reheat those bonds up and lock them in place. So yes, you will choose different products, maybe different techniques, but yes, you can create a beautiful volumized blowout on natural textures as well. Was there another question?
Yeah, the second question is from Victoria, and she's asking what kind of brush you're using.
Oh, great question. Victoria, these are brushes from the Sam Villa collection. They feel so good in your hand. Amazing brushes, one of my favorites. Love the grip here on the round brush. Really, really helps you get that finger motion going really well. All right. Okay, so I'm going to work through a couple more sections because I want to move into the front to begin to the top, actually the crown, to begin to show you how to build up. All right, I have one more section here that I'm going to do in the back, and then I'm going to move into our crown section. And if you're blow drying, one way that you can tell if moisture is still in the hair, if that brush is kind of hung there, you know that maybe there's a little bit more moisture, so you want to keep drying until you can really just pull that brush through the hair very nicely. All right. So I have completed the back section, and look how just, really quick, just beautiful movement right there, just established with the directional blow dry and the round brush technique to seal the ends. Hello, if anyone's just joining, I want to introduce myself. My name is Jaimee Harris Smith. I'm with JCPenney Salons, and I am demonstrating some of my favorite techniques and best practices when doing a volumized blowout. I am doing it on a shorter cut today. It's a one length bob, and we're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing these looks on the red carpet. We're seeing them on TikTok. We're seeing them everywhere. So volumized, that's the way to go. So now I am going to move into the front area. Now, what you see is I have created a subsection. And let me get her, let's get her, hold on. Sometime, okay, there we go, there we go.
Sorry, another quick question.
Yeah, of course.
This one also from Tiffany's asking what products you're using.
Oh, wait, I'm saying, can you repeat that, please?
Sorry, the what products you're using?
Okay, oh yeah. Today I chose to use the Paul Mitchell Flexible Styling line. I am using the sculpting foam and super skinny. The benefits of these products, what I really love them, are the fact that they do have flexibility. They have style memory, they have thermal protection, and I loved adding a little super skinny. I loved cocktailing the two. It really helps increase blow drying time. You really execute it quicker, and it also leaves the hair with a beautiful shine. Also, the hot off the press is a thermal protectant that I love to use as well. So you can spray this on. I like to spray it in. I spray it in wet while the hair is wet, but you can also use it while the hair is dry because it's an aerosol. So it doesn't leave a really wet finish when you spray the hair. Okay. All right, so moving into my top section, I am going to begin using my round brush. Now I'm going to also start off by rough drying this section as well. I applied the product, I cocktailed the sculpting foam and the super skinny throughout the head. I went back into the crown area and put some additional sculpting foam right at the scalp area to really give me, help me execute more volume and movement and style memory right here in this section. What I am going to do when I'm blow drying, I'm going to, you always want to make sure that your sections are not wider than your brush, okay? So it's really about control, working through your blow dry. So in this section, you can see this section is wider. So I am going to come in and create a center subsection, right here. Okay, and I'm just going to move the sides away. And then I will have a section that fits nicely on my brush. So if you can see that, I'm going to move this around a little bit. I've created that center subsection. And that's where I'm going to begin my blow dry. And actually, what I am going to do, I'm going to start at the back of the section. I'm going to be using an over direction when I blow dry. So that is going to, again, help kind of pull the hair off of the scalp so it's not laying flat. This model kind of mimics fine hair. So we know how hard it is to build up volume in fine hair. And, you know, even though the hair is fine, you want it to appear like you have more hair, but you don't want it stiff. So I am not a huge proponent of stiff hair, so I like it to move, and that's the way I approach it. So coming in, I'm going to take my first subsection, and let me do this. I am going to, so you guys can see that, and I'm going to turn it to the side as well, okay? So I created my first subsection. The partings, they can be, you know, one thing I like to use is zigzag parting, because they don't leave a harsh line of demarcation. And so if you are blow drying, you don't have to have a perfectly straight line. You can break that up a little bit by using a zigzag parting. Okay, so I'm going to begin coming in. So talked about a little bit about over direction. Really what that is just pulling the hair forward to create the movement in the volume you want at the scalp. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. I'm not going to rough dry because it's actually pretty dry. She dries pretty fast, But if you were working in the salon and the hair was still extremely wet, you would go in and rough dry. And what I mean by rough dry, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate, is to just go in and remove some of the excess moisture so that you can execute a more efficient blow dry. So it would be just going in with your fingers, taking that hair in the direction that you want it to go, and just removing that moisture. And a lot of the moisture is at the ends. The scalp can dry pretty quickly. So that helps us to work smarter, not harder, because when you're trying to just continue to blow dry and work all of that moisture out of the hair, it can become a little bit tedious. And I want to talk a little bit about some of the benefits we offer at JCPenney Salon. We actually have free paid education. So we have a team of field trainers that support our salons. They go out into the salons and help stylists with core skills, advanced skills, things that are trending. We have product knowledge, and we also have education for my vendors. We have some very good partners in the industry, and we also have some of the best back bar. We have a first-class, world-class back bar assortment, and we know that it is really important to have the right tools when you're working in the salon. So we have those. We have the products that stylists love and that clients love. In addition to that, we have a curated retail assortment. So when we're wanting to recommend something for the client to take home, we just walk them right over to our retail wall. And if we don't have it in the store, our largest store is jcpenney.com. We can get it for them. So want to invite you to stop by your local JCPenney salon. If you're looking for a place to call home, drop in, say hello, talk to the salon manager there and get to know the team. We offer some really good benefits. So I'm going to move into the next section. All right, so that is my first subsection. I am using a over direction as my technique with my round brush. And one of the most important things you can do when you are creating volume or you want longevity is to let the hair cool. So you see, I did not immediately take my brush out. I'm resting it here and allowing it to cool. But I'm going to incorporate another tool that I just love behind the chair when creating volume. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my round brush. So there we go. You see, we built up the volume. And see, you see the shape there, but it's not quite cool. Next thing I want to do is I want to come in with my Velcro rollers. So Velcro rollers, they have been around a long time. And really what they are, they're not plastic rollers and they have Velcro on the outside for the hair to adhere to. They're available in many sizes, so you really just have to determine what size is great for you. So I'm going to go in with the red. It's a little bit smaller. So one of the best practices about using a Velcro roller, make sure that you smooth the ends. Make sure the ends are smooth around because you've just done amazing blow dry. And then we're just going to rest that subsection there and let it cool. So right there, you see that it's off base. And you can use these anywhere on the head, really depending on what you want to do. But today, I am using them as a cooling mechanism to really create that strong foundation for a great, beautiful a great, beautiful volumized set. Okay, so I'm going to go into my next subsections. Any questions? Any other questions out there?
Yeah, we just got one from Tiffany, and she's
Okay.
asking, are you blow drying on an off base or a half base placement?
Oh, that's really good. So I am actually, it's really off base. I'm gonna bring it closer here. So if you can see the base there, so I'm pulling the base forward. So it's really an off base placement so that it can, since I'm over directing, it's sitting right in front of the actual parting. So this would be 90 degrees off of the head. So you think of that. So that roller would really just come right down there. But here, it's definitely over directing, so it's off base. That's a really good question. You got yep, I can tell you guys you know your stuff out there. All right, coming in with my next subsection, I'll go ahead and quickly execute these. I want to show you how to achieve this again, and then I'm going to move into that side section. So just to recap, today I am doing a Luxe volumized blowout. These techniques can actually be used on all lengths hair. I think what you want to do is you just, in that consultation, you just determine what that client wants, what her desired finished look is, and then you choose your products, you choose your tools by that finished look she wants. I started off by prepping with I cleansed and I conditioned. Then I moved into applying my product. I cocktailed the Paul Mitchell flexible styling sculpting mousse along with the little super skinny, put it all through the hair, combed it through to make sure I get it on all the strands. Then I came back in with the sculpting foam at the base, at the right at the root area, to ensure I have a little bit more volume with the sculpting foam. Rough dry. If you have a lot of moisture in the hair, take the time to just rough dry it to remove the other moisture out of the hair. It really helps you to execute a more efficient blow dry as well. In the back, I used a directional blow drying technique. And I came back in and I used the Demon brush, or a Demon-like brush. This is the Sam Via brush. Love these brushes. They're amazing tools to have in your portfolio. After I finished my directional blow dry, I sealed the ends with a round brush to create a beautiful polished finish on those ends and to seal those ends. Now I'm working in the crown area. I created a horseshoe section right at the parietal ridge. I'm using an over direction to create the volume that I want to see in this overall finished look. And I'm using a Velcro roller for my cooling tool. So really important to cool that hair before you begin to comb out your style. These basic foundational things work across the board. So, you know, I think we go to beauty school and we learn all of these on base, off base, half base, you name it. And sometimes we just throw them out. Everything is built on core skills and the foundation. So continue to use those skills. Go back, if you've forgotten them, go back and practice them. They really do help. So going to demonstrate again, the round brush technique. I am using an over direction here, placing the brush at the scalp. And if you have a little bit too much moisture left, you can always go in and dry at the scalp before moving into the end. So I do recommend that. Make sure that your base is dry and then begin to moving into the ends and build the shape you want to see. All right, so going back in. All right, so another section in the crown area. And I don't know if you noticed how the technique I use where I rock the brush back and forth. I'm just heating up the entire section. In order to get the hair to shape, you do need to heat up the entire section. Those hydrogen bonds, you need to heat those up, then allow them to cool down. And that's what locks your style in. So I'm going to go in and remove it. It's still Still a little, still I'm warm, but that's okay because I'm going to go in and grab my next tool, my Velcro roller, and I'm going to set it there, making sure those ends are laying nicely. I'm going all the way to the base. I am working with an off base placement for that curl. Okay. Any other questions? Who loves blowouts? Do you guys love blowouts out there? What do you love to do them in the salon? Anybody? All right. So continue. I'm gonna do one more section, and then I am going to go and finish this look, and I'm going to come back and later, and we'll have an image of the before look and the after look. So again, Luxe Volumized Blowout. It's 90 inspired. We're seeing them everywhere. Just a way to elevate that and create this long-lasting blowout. Also, if you're looking for a place to call home, visit us at jcp.jobs.com. There, it will list all of the jobs and opportunities that we have open. Again, we offer free education, free paid education. So that really speaks magnitudes on how important education is to us and how important our client is to us as well. We have benefits. We have 401k, paid time off for qualifying stylists and employees, associates. Also, insurance, things like that. We love our teams. We love our clients. We love our associates. It is an amazing company. The culture where you have teamwork and collaboration. There's always someone that will help you reach your goals. So if you're looking for a place to call home, at least just stop by and visit us. We love visitors. We'll be happy to give you a tour. And also another thing is that we have over 600 locations, and most of them are located right in the heart of our stores. That means you have the client, everyday JCPenney clients who have been shopping and who are loyal clients who shop with us every day. You can source and build your clientele from right there in the store. Okay. So again, I'm going to demonstrate this last subsection. It's almost dry now. Actually, I'm going to subdivide this because it's a little thick. Any other questions out there? Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, there's one quick question from Miss Cherry, and she's asking if you offer internships.
Internship. Right now, we don't have a formal internship program, but what we do in our salons is that we partner experienced tenured stylists with our new designers that come in, and we create like a shadowing program, kind of a mentoring program. And that's what I love about our culture. Everyone is willing to help. So maybe it's that new designer or that stylist wanting to learn maybe a technique that they're not well versed in. They can work with the more experienced stylists there in the salon. So we definitely create mentorship opportunities, coaching, feedback that help you grow in your skill set. Thanks. That's a great question. All right, so I'm going to do my final subsection. And I'm making a little noise here. It's dried out a little bit. So I'm going to come in with just a dollop of product, and I'm going to just bring it through all the way through the ends before I dry that section. Okay. All right, so this next subsection, I probably should have clipped that away. Divide and conquer. I'm making it harder for myself. All right, so I have done this third section in the crown area. Again, with the round brush, gonna remove the round brush. One thing I like to do also is hold that at the scalp area so that you're not pulling the client's hair, maximum comfort for them. And I just kind of rotate and pull it out, okay? So I'm going to place another Velcro roller right here at the front, making sure those ends are nice and smooth on that roller. And then another, so 3 so far off base. I'm gonna place another here at the front, and then I'll do one on each side to complete my look. So hello, everyone. I know if anyone's just joining me, I think you can tune in later to observe the technique. I demonstrated a beautiful Luxe volumized blowout with some core and maybe some tips you might not have had before. I hope you take something away to help you elevate what you're doing in the salon every day. Our clients, it creates loyalty. When you are doing things that they love, when you are being mindful of their time, you create that loyal clientele you want. So come back and visit us. You can also follow me at Hair by J Smith on Instagram. I love new followers and I love to engage with you. And again, if you're looking for a place to call home, stop by one of our over 600 salons or visit jcp.jobs.com. And I think that's right. Let me check myself on that because I always, I want to make sure I get that right. I think that's correct. And just see what's, oh no, I'm going to, it's jobs.jcp.com. See there? I mixed it up a little bit. And also we have an Instagram page and you can check us out at JCPenney Salon on Instagram. Okay. So thank you all. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.